Today, I want to explain to you why the best property managers are proactive. Managing rental property is much more than simply collecting rent. You want your property manager to be able to respond quickly to any situation, and that involves preparation. So the best property managers do things like implement a tenant screening process to better ensure rent collection is not an issue, qualifying vendors ahead of time, and completing ongoing training. However, the most proactive thing that property managers can do is to keep a close eye on your rental property and address issues before they become a problem. Now, one of the best ways to accomplish this is by performing regular property inspections. Regular property inspections are important because they help preserve the value and condition of your investment property and, done correctly, also build trust with your tenants. As a property manager, it's a good idea to regularly inspect your rental property. If it's not done often enough, you may miss some potentially serious problems that could have otherwise been noticed. But carry rental inspections out too often, and you risk souring the relationship with your tenants and having to find new ones. So, how often should you inspect your property? First off, it's a good idea to include specific language about your inspection policy and cadence in the lease agreement. Technically, you can stop by your rental property anytime you feel like it, but only to inspect the exterior of the property. This is because tenants have a right to quiet enjoyment of their homes and privacy. You can't just enter the rental premises anytime you feel like it to check on the tenant. If you do this, you open yourself up to potential legal issues. Generally speaking, you're required to serve your tenant with at least a 24-hour notice before entering the rental unit. The notice should state why and when you intend to enter the unit, and check with your local and state laws to ensure that you're not violating your renter's rights. So, when should you perform a rental inspection? Well, even with a legitimate reason and proper notice, it's best not to seem like a bother to your tenants. Here are some recommended times to inspect your rental property. Number one, when a tenant moves in. This is also called a move-in inspection. This should be done with every new tenant to help document any issues with the property. Mobile inspections are becoming a very popular way to record the state of the property, and it can all be done with a smartphone. These modern tools often use voice dictation, so no more handwritten notes, image upload, and are built right into the main property management software. This way, you can record the condition of the property as a whole and each room in detail. The purpose of this is to make sure you don't forget any important steps before and during tenant move-in. Number two, when a tenant is moving out. This is also called a move-out inspection. Just as the name implies, it's done when a tenant is moving out of a rental unit. It helps you determine the condition of the property when the tenant leaves, and your tenant is likely to take better care of the rental unit when they know you'll be doing these inspections. Number three, when checking on maintenance needs. One of the most common jobs of a property manager is conducting routine maintenance checks. A routine inspection is more than just a quick chat with the tenant at the door to see how everything's going. By doing these routine checks, you help prevent your property from devaluing through issues that can manifest themselves when left untreated. Besides, it's also a great way to keep your tenants satisfied. And when tenants are satisfied and happy, they tend to stick around for a while. This helps keep tenant turnover low. During a routine inspection, property managers should check for things such as the safety and security of the tenants, the overall cleanliness of the property, mold around kitchens and bathrooms, if all appliances are working, and if the AC system is fully operational, among other things. We recommend doing a routine inspection halfway through the lease period. Number four, when checking for unauthorized tenants. An unauthorized occupant is a person living in a rental unit without a legal tenancy. This is common when a family member overstays or when a tenant begins to house a significant other. Overall, inspections are an important aspect of property management. A 5-minute inspection could help avert significant expenses down the road and with modern tools is easier and quicker than ever to keep track of the condition of your property. So if your property manager is not completing regular inspections, it may be time to start asking some questions. If you need to lease or release your investment property right now or in the near future and need help determining an adequate property inspection process, my team and I are offering free 15-minute video calls to any investors in our community. So we can answer any questions you may have, share any relevant resources that would help you, and provide you with a checklist of your next best steps. This 15-minute video call is free. No catch, no pressure, no selling. My only ask is that when you decide to hire a property manager or to lease or manage your property, you give me a call and give me a chance to interview for the job. What I want you to do next is click on the Book Now button below and check the calendar for available call times. Book a 15-minute spot that works for you, and I'll send you a Zoom link for our call. Again, I promise, no pressure, no selling. You'll get your questions answered. I'll share any relevant resources that can be of use for you, and we'll give a checklist of your next best steps. My name is Joe Angley, and I am a realtor and property manager with Metro City Realty here in Orlando. I hope you and your loved ones are staying safe, and I hope that you rent your investment property for every dollar it's worth.